I have a disclaimer. Any resemblance to anyone is not a coincidence. That is actually intended. So now I'm talking about school days, being a sleep maniac, okay, my school mornings were kick-started by my older sister. My mom would go to work and she was in charge. So she was like, first strategy was to put off the fan to wake me up. The second strategy was literally, okay, kick, and then the day began. But I wasn't going to give up. I was like, Atta Maji Satakli. So I would go to the bathroom, close the door at rush hour, and put my head on the bucket and continue my beauty sleep while they continue to bang on the bathroom door. Now, for us, we were lucky that, school encouraged sports a lot. So I loved sports and playing. Studies would completely freak me out. So when the teacher would ask a question and ask us to put up my hand, I would put both my hands up as if I have committed a crime for not being prepared. I think some of them would put one hand like Maithili and all, and the others who were putting two, and maybe Shami, and people who were putting two hands were Meeta's and Annabelle's. Yeah. My calendar, you remember calendar? It was full of very talkative remarks. So when I told the teacher, look teacher, I was woken up in the morning, so I just opened my mouth to yawn. My partner was talking, not me. Nobody believed me. So I started talking anyway. Now, in the third standard, that was a very, very important standard for me. I failed in geography. And my sisters were all toppers. So my mom was so paranoid that she would come outside the school gate and teach me about the crops, before the exam, of course, about the crops, the weather, and how the earthworm is a friend of the farmer. And I was like, it's totally illogical. Earthworm or आदमी कभी दोस्त नहीं बन सकते. Okay. Then next was when this failure, it appeared in my report card. I had to take this to my parents for signature. So at that time, I must admit, I did consider a short-term career in forgery. Yeah. So then I realized my dad's handwriting was as bad as that of a doctor's. And my mom's was so artistically beautiful that it was impossible to copy it. So, and then I remembered the thought for the day on our boards. You remember thought for the day? Honesty is the best policy. So I gave it up. And then I took the report and got the spanking. Or not verbal. That violence wasn't there that much in my family, except my sister. So, yeah. Till date, I am unable to watch a horror film. Anyone can tell why? Anybody? Thanks to, no. Thanks to the skeleton in the gallery class. It was even more scary than the Conjurings and the Stree also. I can't watch that Stree also. So, there was somebody, I think somebody is there in the room today. I don't want to name the person. And, So, they told me a story that this skeleton would come out of the gallery class at night and protect the school. That was the story. And, what is the reason? And I found it very logical. You know why? Because we had one ferocious dog, the Rottweiler, who was caged in the primary section. Jobless. Poor guy. Yeah. PT periods, remember? We were told to do the headstands and the back stands without realizing that we had worn a dress. So I think the teacher would have thought that we were boxers or something. Yeah. And when I wear a dress till date, no, I don't know who had the shorts, but I never had the shorts. Yeah, even Christine told me about the shorts. She only had the shorts. Yeah. So till date, when I'm afraid of meeting the PT teacher somewhere or the other, so I still, and under my dress, I still wear those tummy tuckers. Yeah. Now getting permission from my dad for a picnic was like getting the US visa these days. Exhausting. For whom? For my mom. Because after her work, then after her college work, then after her standing outside the school for teaching geography to all the students, after all this activity, I had given her this duty. The reason is, that is my only weapon to use against my dad. So I told her that, look, you married this guy, so you better get me the permission. So then finally, if I have attended a few picnics, it's thanks to my mother. So I don't remember picnics except the RML colony and National Park. I didn't come. No, I didn't get permission. I'll tell you the reason. My dad, the reason I forgot, my dad would say that, I am sending you to a girls' school. How do I control the boys from gate crashing these picnic spots? Yeah, that was his argument. He was a lawyer, always arguing things. Okay? Yeah. So now, there were some things that I think made difference to the world. What about us? So first was that Bandra, I used to go to school by school bus. We had 2 buses going from the Bandra East to the Bandra West. Bandra East, girls, give me a cheer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bus. Yeah. So I think the craze for the West and the Western world was created by us Bandra Eastians. Yeah. But now, thanks to BKC and this vacuum of only having how many 5 among 60, looks like the reverse exodus has begun. Yeah, come back. BKC is the next West. The next West is the East. Yeah. So regarding homework was a stalker. It stalked us after school, in the vacation, in the holidays. Yeah, in the recess. Correct. Yeah. So today, these kids, what they do? They go through all these AI apps, ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. They get all answers. And then they do a control C and a control V. At our time, we would call that cheating. Yeah. Today, it is called general knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, I need a chit, I think. I have forgotten the next line. No. The most underrated subject was needlework. Yeah, we immediately used it because when important clothes store or sock store, the first, but totally underrated. I didn't want to become a fashion designer, but I had to use it. But today it's like, okay, go to Amazon, ask where is the bling dress which can be delivered tomorrow? Bling dress comes on your doorstep. Yeah, then you remember all these, now do you know all these, I don't know whether you must be watching reels. How many people watch reels? Reels, nobody? No hands? Hey, where are you all, man? Hey, don't get so old so fast. So regarding these cricketers and celebrities these days, if you watch reels, what they are showing, they are boasting and they have got millions of views. You know for what? I can eat the same meal every single day for a year at a stretch. And सब लोग social media ताली बजा रहा है. Why? Because if we were on Insta back then, all of us would have been, many of us, some people got dabbas, but many of us would have been the OG on social media. Why? Because I had the same batata bhaji, toasted, two sandwiches for my long recess dabba, and 4 glucose biscuits for my small recess dabba for the whole 10 years. How many OGs are there? How many OGs? Put up your hands. Same dabba for so many years. How many OGs are there? OG, very many. Who? Bora wali. Yeah, whoever had this paisa in their pockets, they went to all these places. Yeah, I mean, who had minimum paisa, they used to go only to the Bora wali, correct? I used to get 10 paisa with great difficulty, and I had to share it with my sisters. Not much, yeah, I couldn't. Bora wali was also costly for me. Yeah. So, I took a very futuristic elective. I took a very futuristic elective in school, which is called the social service. So what we did was we were sweeping the rooms, we were cleaning wiping the classrooms, bathrooms also, then the ground, and then we used to help to recycle newspapers. Hey, can you all hear me? Yeah. Recycle newspapers. So what this helped? It helped us for travel, foreign countries. Foreign countries, people obviously to be independent, not only foreign countries. In COVID, for people like us to do jhadu pocha because the maids were on leave. And third, global warming. Because obviously recycling initiative was started by us, right? Yeah. Okay, next it.
Girls.
Secret. Okay. Yeah. So regarding at work, I want you all to know that how my geographically challenged abilities help the world. All of y'all included, each of y'all. So what I would do is, at work when I would drive to a client place, I would stop in the middle of the road and ask the pan wala, "Hey, bhai sahab, mera location pe kaise jaane ka?" So the pan wala, while the pan wala took his time to give his very knowledgeable responses, the traffic would create a choco-block behind me. And I am quite sure, it happened often, so I'm quite sure that Sundar Pichai was stuck in the traffic behind me. That is why you all are enjoying Google Maps and came here on time today. Thank you very much. Yeah. Once I saw my boss struggling, not with a presentation at a conference, but with tying his tie. So I offered my expertise, several years of expertise to my, because I had tied the samosa knot for so many years. 2 samosa knots, one on the tie and one on the sash. Double whammy. Yeah. Once I took my team for an offsite, and there I was HR had also come with us, and there I was quite surprised at my own skills in basketball, where I hit 6 consecutive baskets. So I was surprised, and then the team, one chap, he actually bunked the entire offside. So what is the reason? Not because he was lazy, but because he wanted to break this record of mine. Now luckily, HR was also there. They thought that I had planned all this to motivate my team. So, these are the things that got me promotions. School for me was a state of mind. And in our minds, the entire batch was a batch of backbenchers. Do you agree with me? Everyone. So, you know, my dad actually, he got this form for me for this entrance exam at VJTI. It was getting an entry into the tech world. And he told me, you're a very logical person, came from the earthworm story. So he said, you try this exam. And then I cracked it. And I was like, okay, I went to the college to see the result. And I was so confident, I started looking at the list from bottom. Last mera number rahega, last. Finally, I realized that I was a topper. So I was like, oh my God. Finally. And I want you to know that this is what I had manifested sitting on those back benches at school. Daydreaming. Right? So I hope and wish that all of you all have achieved what you all manifested sitting on those back benches. And thanks, that's my time.